Happy Thursday and welcome into the PHNX Sun Devils show, coming to you live from the one, the only Studio K, presented by Circle K. Head to any Circle K Arizona location where you can get any size Polar Pop or Froster for just 79 cents now through September 3rd. I am Anthony Totri.
Hey, you are.
This guy over here, that is Shane Dieffenbach. We've got DJ Danielle behind the Mac, making all of the magic happen. Guys, do us a solid. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. JJB already in the chat saying BJ Freeman about to drop 40 at Allen Fieldhouse.
Uh-huh.
I'm here for it.
Yeah. No lies detected.
No lies detected? Not even one?
I mean, there's only one statement, and it's not a lie.
No, I mean, that's fair. That is fair. Look, guys, we are definitely going to get into the latest ASU Hoops news, which has to do with the Big 12 pairings for the Sun Devils in the team's first season in the Big 12. Loved your tweet. Toto, we're not in the Pac-12 anymore.
No. Yeah, this is these teams are not your mama's opponents. They or your dada's.
Yeah.
They are scary.
They are scary.
It's not as scary as it could have been. That's for sure. But
yeah,
you're getting some premier teams coming to Tempe, and that's the most exciting thing. And we'll get into the actual names, but there's a few that I'm really stoked to see, because the one good thing, actually, there's a lot of good things about leaving the Pac-12, but the main thing about leaving the Pac-12 that excites me the most is to see different teams in Tempe, and especially when they're as good as the ones that we're going to talk about today. It's an exciting time to be a Sun Devil fan, especially when you can compete against these teams, hopefully.
Yeah, again, I think we've made a lot of the offseason, right, and rightfully so, given the players that Bobby Hurley has added to this roster. You talk about the recruits, right, in Jayden Quaintance, Sannon, Amir Ali, and then you look kind of outside of that and the guys that they've been able to add in the portal, whether that be a BJ Freeman, Austin Mason, bringing Austin Nunez back, and some of those guys. Like now it is finally starting to feel real, right? Where we've got a roster, and now you see, the Sun Devils, they're taking on the Jayhawks again. And this is going to be a regular thing. This is an Arizona State team that's going to be taking on Kansas State. You're going to be taking on Baylor. Iowa State comes to town. You're going to see Frankie Collins come back.
Hopefully you're not taking on water.
To Tempe. Hopefully you're not taking on water. But let's go ahead. Let's kick things off with the home opponents for Arizona State. You kind of brought it up earlier, Shane. You're going to get some absolute Big 12 giants coming to Tempe this season. Iowa State, TCU, Baylor, Houston, and UCF will be playing the Arizona State Sun Devils in Tempe. Let's go ahead. Let's start with Houston. We know that Houston was one of the most dominant teams in all of college basketball last season.
They were the most dominant team in the regular season.
The most dominant in college basketball last season, and they were the most dominant team in the best conference when it comes to college basketball. 15-3 was their Big 12 record. They had a 9-game win streak to close off regular season play. 9-0 at home against the Big 12. 32-5 overall. And you're gonna have the Arizona State Sun Devils taking on Houston. Usually, we're accustomed to seeing Arizona State. The best team they play all season is usually the Arizona Wildcats, and you're gonna keep Arizona on your schedule twice a season. But now you've got Houston coming to Tempe. That's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, no Jamal Shed. He's going to get drafted today, so that's good. But this is the team that nobody wants to see, not because of how good they are, Veer. That's definitely a factor, but just of how they play. They will beat you up. They pick you up full court. They're like, if you like think of like hard it's like if you're a 17U team and you have to play in a men's league, like that's how Houston plays you. They just beat you up.
Yeah.
This is one of the games that I'm most scared about because again, it's their play style. They're always so tough and they always feel like the most like professional team in college basketball to me. They always feel so prepared. And of course, it's because of their coach, but like they always feel so, for lack of a better word, NBA.
Yeah.
The way they play.
They're suffocating, right? And if you are comparing Arizona State teams in the past to the way that Houston's played over the years, right? You're like, it wouldn't be a contest given the fact that Houston consistently plays some of the best, if not the best defense in college basketball year over year. And you've got an Arizona State teams in the past that, again, don't shoot the ball particularly well. So I can see this matchup on paper being one where you're just like, well, if Arizona State can't score, if there's not a shooter on this team, then it might be tough for Arizona State.
LJ Cryer's coming back. I didn't know that. Oof. They're getting 4 of their starting 5
Houston,
back, I think.
I think there's people that in the college basketball space do think that Houston may drop a little bit. I think Houston, again, probably wins this conference. They are going to be a really, really good team for another season in the new Big 12.
As long as Kelvin Sampson's there, like they're going to be fine. Like they will always be fine. So.
I'd rather take them. I'd rather them come to Tempe than you have to go there. Right.
Oh yeah.
Houston was 6-3 against the Big 12 on the road last season. So maybe Arizona State can.
They were 32-5 last year.
Yeah, they were. They were unbelievable. But they were not the only unbelievable team in that conference last year that is traveling to Tempe this season. Iowa State is another one.
Number 1 and number 2 in that conference, and what's projected to be number 1 and number 2 again. Iowa State won the conference last year. They didn't have the best overall record, but they had the best conference record. They're the nation's best defense, and contrary to what I thought, they are getting almost everybody back. This team is going to be really good again.
Yeah. They were. Now look, again, it's better to get them on your court than have to go see them on theirs. In Ames, Iowa, they were 4-5 against Big 12 opponents on the road last season. But again, that's something that I think Arizona State fans are going to see on a night in, night out basis. Is when you look back to Pac-12 teams, it didn't really feel like a lot of the teams had identities.
Yeah.
Right. And that's almost kind of what made the Pac-12 so fun. Is like any given night, something crazy can happen. Basketball, football, it doesn't matter. But when you get to the Big 12, these programs and these teams have identities of how they are going to carve you up every single week. And Iowa State, similar to Houston, they're going to suffocate you with their defense. And you just have to find a way to score.
These are teams that can make you melt down.
Yeah.
These two specifically. Like we're getting the scariest out of the way early, I think, because these are two teams that, again, will just squeeze you until the last drop of life comes out. Like they are suffocating. And again, you mentioned that they had the nation's best defense last year, but they also are getting a lot of people back. Well, they got a couple transfers too. This team's going to be really solid. It's them, Kansas, and Houston that are at the top, but it doesn't really matter who's at the top. You're in the Big 12. You're going to be playing competition night in and night out. Raymond mentions 4 wins total and 2 against Cincinnati. We'll see, buddy. This will be. Oh, Scat's not behind us right now.
No, we got Kyler.
Yeah,
and
we'll fix that in a second.
A lot of short athletes in Arizona.
If it helps, I also did take the Kyler one.
I mean, yeah, we'll take it. Why not? Look, it's not just Iowa State. It's not just Houston. Let's get another tough one out of the way. Let's get Baylor. Baylor traveling to Tempe as well to take on the Arizona State Sun Devils. They were also 4-5 on the road last season against Big 12 opponents. And again, you got to take that with a grain of salt. It was last season. College basketball, a lot of roster turnover, and a lot changes year over year. I do think out of the quote-unquote Big 12 giants that the Sun Devils are going to see at the bank this season, when we're talking about Iowa State, Baylor, and Houston, I think Baylor is probably the most winnable. They play the worst defense out of those three.
Yeah.
And again, we don't know when exactly throughout the season, throughout conference play, the Sun Devils are going to see these teams. But I would say I feel most confident that if Arizona State is going to sneak one by any of these big teams, it's going to be Baylor.
I think they would have the best chance against Baylor. We also just don't know what these teams are all going to look like. They all have fantastic coaches. Scott Drew has been doing this for a minute now.
Yeah.
And his teams they stay at the top. This is another team that's going to be in the upper half of the Big 12. And if you're in the upper half of the Big 12, you're one of the best teams in college basketball. So you have 3 of probably the top 20 teams in college basketball, probably 3 of the top 15 teams by year's end. I would say maybe even 3 of the top 15 teams in the preseason pool, depending on how things shake out, coming to Tempe next year.
It's crazy, but and again, you can look at that, I think, one of two ways. You can look at it of like, oh my God, the Sun Devils are going to get killed when they see some of these guys come to Tempe, or the idea that, hey, you've got 3 top 25, top 15 teams, borderline, coming to Tempe, and it's a chance to really, really boost your status in an effort to get this team and this program to the NCAA tournament. And night in, night out, kind of like Glenn's saying, every week there's a premier game in the Big 12. Like, it felt like in the past, if you were Bobby Hurley and this recruiting staff, you would have to really pick and choose your games as to when you were going to have recruits and visits come out here. Now it's like whatever. It is.
And you have unlimited transfers, so sorry, not unlimited. That'd be fun.
Unlimited
you have unlimited visits, so you really don't have to pick and choose.
But you don't got to be like, oh, come watch the Sun Devils at
Stanford.
Yeah, take on Stanford. Like, not. You want to come for the Baylor game? Cool. You want to come for the Houston game? Cool. Like, that is something that is an added benefit to being a Big 12 team now. So, yeah, you are going to have to play some of these teams. But you could look at it of you're going to have to or you get to.
Yeah, it's a totally you get to. As JJ mentions, like I think it's a pretty favorable schedule how in terms of the Big 12. Like, you know, you're not getting your cupcake games at home. You're getting some quote unquote cupcake, some of them on the road. And you have 3 of the best teams in the country coming to Tempe, but at least they're coming to Tempe and you're not going to them. Yeah, you're probably going to play the best team in the conference on the road than Kansas, but objectively, as JJ says, it's not terrible.
It could be worse.
Could be a lot worse. Baylor though should be a little. They're a little different than the other 2 teams. The other 2 teams at the top of this conference in Houston and Iowa State that we've talked about haven't lost a lot of guys. There's some turnover on this team. Obviously, Jacoby Walter just went last night. What's his face? Dennis, whatever his name is also
Menace?
is also going pro. But they get some pretty fun names in the portal, including Jeremy Roach from Duke, Celestine from Cal basketball, notorious for producing very good players.
Tyson went last night.
Yeah, Tyson went early. Tyson went 20. And they have a 5-star coming in, and they bring back Nunn, Langston Love. So they're nothing to sneeze at. And again, Scott Drew is a phenomenal coach. So,
out of all of these games, this next one that we're going to talk about might be the one that ASU fans have circled. And that's when TCU comes to town.
Yeah.
TCU over the last couple of seasons has been a little bit of a bugaboo for Arizona State.
A little bit.
You talk about them in the tournament.
Well, unless it's you, then you love them.
Stop it.
Best day of your life.
Stop it. Best day of my life is crazy. TCU knocking Arizona State out of the NCAA tournament a couple years back, still to date, one of my favorite post-game shows. That's what Shane is alluding to here. And then this past offseason, losing Frankie Collins to TCU. Somebody had tweeted it out earlier saying that this was going to be a revenge game for Frankie Collins, and he kind of quote retweeted it and said, nah, this is a homecoming.
Yeah. We know he left Tempe because he
money!
Yeah. Which you can't blame him. He didn't leave Tempe because of ill will. Like he loved his time here.
But it's not gonna be a homecoming.
He stayed forever.
It's not gonna be a homecoming.
He was here for 2 years. That's a long time.
That's forever in college basketball
sports. Now. So yeah, it's the fans are gonna be riled up.
Yeah,
they're gonna be juiced.
As they should, right? I feel like this is going to be. It's so weird in college basketball now. Like. Not only just going from conference to conference, but the transfer portal rules. Like, you have Frankie Collins. He plays Michigan and Arizona State, both his teams, former teams this season. And now you're going to have like Frankie Collins trying to lock up Austin Nunez and Alston Mason or Sannon. Like, it's just going to be weird. I want to see Frankie on Adam Baylor. I want to see that. It'll happen. Personally,
I think Frankie is a guy who just plays Big 12 basketball too.
Yeah,
like he fits right in at TCU, so that'll be fun. It's funny, we were talking about like matches for him when he was in the portal, and we were like, oh yeah, I think he'd fit well at Houston. He'd fit well at TCU because of his style of play. But would have fit well at ASU too.
TCU is going to be an interesting team this season, just based off of what their roster kind of looks like. And again, they add a veteran presence in Frankie Collins, which I think is going to be perfect for that team. I would not sleep on TCU this season to be a tournament team. You're sleeping on them?
No, I'm just kidding.
That's fair. The last team that is coming to Tempe that we're going to talk about here UCF 3-6 on the road against Big 12 teams last season. Last year, their first year in this conference playing basketball, didn't go great for UCF. And I'll be honest, I'm glad that they're coming to Tempe and you don't have to travel in the middle of a week to go to Florida to play them. Because as we'll talk about a little bit later, there are some interesting road trips for Arizona State. UCF, not a team that a lot of people are too terrified of when it comes to basketball. They were 7-11 in Big 12 games last season, an overall record of 17-16, so about middle of the pack. But again, this is a team that you don't necessarily have to be like, oh, the Golden Knights are coming.
Well, you know who they got in the portal?
Who'd they get?
Mikey Williams. You know who that is?
I don't.
Memphis high 5-star who had I want to say some off the it was off the court.
Okay, that does sound familiar.
I don't remember exactly what it was. But yeah, he's a very skilled basketball player.
He did, yes. He did have some off
What
the court stuff.
what was his rating going into college? I'm pretty sure
he was a 5-star.
The number one he was a top 5 guy, I'm pretty sure.
Let's see, Mikey Williams.
Yeah, so but they don't just get him. They
no, he was a 4-star.
He was a 4-star?
He was a 4-star. He was the number 8 player, I believe, in California.
Well, he was hyped up a ton. And they also got a pretty good 2024 4-star that's coming in that reclassified, and a high-scoring George Mason transfer, and another guy from Memphis. So they're nothing to sneeze at.
You know who the number 1 player in that class was?
What year was that?
This was the 2023 class.
McCain
was 1. Yeah. You know who 7 was? Bronny.
Really?
Yeah, number 5 was AJ Johnson. Wow, there's some ball players coming out of there, man.
Yeah,
but yeah, we'll see. Like again, this UCF, I don't anticipate it being that much of a struggle, especially for a team in Arizona State that, again, they've got themselves some talent this season in Jayden Quaintance, in Adam Miller, in BJ Freeman, in Sannon. If they can really, really bring it all together, then this UCF game should be a win. I'm not going to look at it like a Stanford or a Cal or an Oregon State game. But in reality,
you don't have those anymore.
But these are the closest games that you have to it. Is West Virginia, Cincinnati, and UCF. Those
I guarantee everybody, every Big 12 outlet, every national outlet has UCF above ASU though in preseason ranking.
That's crazy.
I mean, it's how it is. They have a year under their belt. ASU doesn't.
How much do you think that year helps?
A lot.
Does it?
Yeah, but it's something that a good coach can adapt to.
Yeah. That's fair.
And it's something that happens if that doesn't really matter if you have BJ Freeman on your team.
You're right.
Am I right?
Because he's going for 40.
Am I right?
He's going for 40.
Also, he mentions Devin Cambridge in the home and away tech matchups, which we'll talk about. I forgot about that. He's back.
I'm looking forward
to
that.
Warren Washington, though.
The Bucketeer.
Basketeer.
What is the Bucketeer?
Basketeer.
Yeah, but Bucketeer kind of goes crazy.
Bucketeer does not go crazy.
Doesn't go crazy? No. Basketeer?
Sounds like somebody who works at Buc-ee's.
Okay. You know what does go crazy?
Desert Financial Credit
Union. I mean, they do. They do. Desert Financial Credit Union does go crazy.
Yeah.
Look, they're the official retail banking partner of Arizona State University, guys. And for more than 84 years, Desert Financial has been Arizona's largest, most trusted local credit union, dedicated to creating exceptional experiences by giving back to the community and providing financial solutions that make lives better. When I say Desert Financial Credit Union, what is the first thing that comes to your mind?
$200.
$200. No, that's fair because look, they're literally handing you $200. All you got to do is I
don't know if they literally do.
Well, they're gonna hand you $200 in some form or another.
Yeah.
All you got to do is open a free checking account and online, and you're gonna get that $200 plus your choice of 3 Arizona State University Visa debit cards. Go to desertfinancial.com/ASU to get started.
Thanks, Armadillo. I'm gonna start calling you that.
Who?
You.
Why?
Speaking of Armadillo, they run across roads, and Circle K is on a road. A lot of them. They're on a lot of roads. A lot of different roads, and they're the best ever. And
I'm giving you nothing for this.
And they have, and they helped us with this studio. It looks amazing. Do you mind putting Scat back up there while I do this? Studio K is fantastic, and we love Circle K so much. They're one of my favorite sponsors. And right now, you can get a Polar Pop or a Froster, any size, for just 79 cents through September 3rd at any Arizona location. And join the inner circle because they get you discounts on gas, they get you discounts on snacks, on drinks, and all you got to do is join the inner circle for free by downloading the Circle K app. Terms and conditions apply. At participating locations, visit circlek.com for details.
I'm so bad at this.
Okay, I'll do it. You sit back down. I'll do it.
Yeah, I was telling Danielle yesterday, I'm probably the worst person in the world when it comes to hanging photos.
And I didn't know what that meant when
but
you
you
said
saw
it, but
that
I
just
see
now,
it.
right?
I see it now.
Yeah, I'm just not good at it. But I don't know how you get better at something like that. You just have to do it multiple
I feel like
times.
it's something that you either have or you don't.
Oh, it's like a God-given.
Like you can't teach speed. You can't teach that.
I mean, look, Shane looks like he's struggling. He's on the struggle bus with that too.
The hooks aren't the best.
Yeah.
I don't want to make it uneven.
Look at him blaming the hooks, right? You know, if you had it, you would just have it, but you don't. Corbin's over here looking at you like you're just a bum.
See, look.
You know, I know. I did the same thing, Shane. Just give it. You almost had it. Man.
Let's do it here.
There you go. I mean, yeah, that's fine. Okay, now that is settled, okay? Away we go. Starting with Utah. We got Utah,
Yucky,
Kansas,
gross.
Oklahoma State, Cincinnati, West Virginia. If I just showed you these 5 schools, what's
If you showed me these 5 schools 5 years ago, I'd be like, what is this? Is this like are these teams that might make the NIT?
what is this conference called with just those 5 teams?
Disaster.
Like,
pull those up again, Danielle. Regionally, what the hell are we doing
Utah,
here?
Kansas, Oklahoma State, Cincinnati, West Virginia.
Whoa, wait. Are these west to east in order? Utah, Kansas. I don't know where Stillwater is on a map.
Oklahoma is closer. Oklahoma's closer to us.
Than Kansas is?
Yeah.
I'm not good at Midwest geography because it's all one big mess.
I'm pretty sure Kansas is on the other side of Oklahoma.
Is
So
it?
I think you were pretty close. But don't quote me on that. Let's start with Utah, though.
Yeah.
As a team that Arizona State is going to have to travel to. The Sun
They're
Devils.
going to get to do that.
Yeah, they get. Well,
Yeah,
they've had to do it the
Utah's
last couple of years.
Utah's
Now they
great.
get to do
Utah's
it.
a wonderful place.
Oh, so you're going?
You know what? Catch a hockey game? Why not?
Too soon, man.
Little UHC action?
Stop it right now.
Come on.
Utah's going to be a bad basketball team this year.
Yeah, okay.
They're going to be a bad basketball team this
Wow.
year. They might be one of the worst in this conference this year.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
They weren't very good last
Didn't they
year.
just get... No, that was BYU. Yeah.
And Utah does this thing every year. Big 12 fans are going to get to see it. Really early in the season, Utah is going to beat the shit out of one of the really good teams in this conference.
No, they used to do that when Braden Carlson would go for like 35. He's
But
not
no,
on the team anymore.
every year they do it. Last year, I'm pretty sure it was Arizona that they beat.
Is it not even close? Was I just completely wrong?
It's really close.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
Is it
it's-
just Kansas and Oklahoma?
Yeah, Kansas and Oklahoma, you flip them, and it's east to west.
So I was right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's close. It's within like 5.
What?
It's within like 50
I
miles.
couldn't get a wind up. You were 90% of the way
I
there.
fist bump him and he goes like this.
No, dude.
He dead fist
He was.
me.
I didn't dead fish you. You were try and fist me up right here. Yeah, that's what you
but
did.
but you did this. All right.
You're ridiculous.
Yeah, Utah's Utah. Well, I don't know how they're going to be.
Bad. I told you that already.
Okay.
Let's talk about Kansas. This is the game that everybody's looking forward to.
They did
Bobby
get a Baylor
Hurley and the
transfer.
Sun Devils. They get to go back to Allen Fieldhouse,
Yep.
take on the Jayhawks. Bobby Hurley's got a pretty good track record there.
Yeah, this could be the number 1 team in the country by the time they play them. I'm very high on this team. They're good. I think they're the best team in the Big 12, obviously.
Which says a lot.
Yeah. They got returners. They're a basketball team that plays the sport well.
They do. Wow. That
Yeah.
is expert analysis
Yeah,
that you are only getting here.
Our good friend Hunter Dickinson is going to be back at Kansas.
Oh,
DeJuan Harris is
I
coming
saw
back
that guy at
somehow.
I saw Hunter Dickinson at a hot chick.
Really?
Yeah.
Remember when
during
Hunter
the
Dickinson
Final
said
Four.
they were going to beat us by 20 and then lost by like 40?
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Yeah. And then he was
Um,
on that podcast about it.
Yeah. So not only do they get Dickinson and Harris back, but they also get Zeke Mayo from San Diego State, who, if you watched any South Dakota State basketball, you know who I'm talking about. AJ Storr from Wisconsin, who is a 5-star recruit who is elite. They bring in a 2024 5-star recruit, and they get Rylan Griffin from Alabama. So this team is stacked, absolutely stacked. And as much as I hate Hunter Dickinson, he, as I said, plays basketball well.
Yeah. I mean, look, if you're able to keep this competitive, we've seen that anything can happen when it comes to Bobby Hurley's teams, especially when they take on Kansas, especially when they take on a number 1 Kansas.
Yeah.
Now, look, the Jayhawks, they were 8-1 at home last season. They don't give up many at Allen Fieldhouse. But again, you talk about the talent that Arizona State is going to be throwing out there this season. This is as talented of an Arizona State team as Bobby Hurley has had.
Yeah.
And they've beaten Kansas before with less talented teams. I'm not saying that those teams weren't talented, but just less talented than these ones.
Well,
in theory.
Less stars. Again, you don't know how the makeup of this team is going to look. Like, this team should be deeper and should be better, but we can't like definitively say talent level until we see them play.
Yeah.
Maybe
I mean, you haven't seen them play yet?
Maybe you could see individual talent, maybe, but those teams together were so talented, the ones that were beating Kansas. So who knows? JJ says Kansas should be preseason number 1. I agree. I think they're...
And there's a world where Arizona State sees multiple number 1 seeds this year.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how good this damn conference is. Like, you could see Arizona State travel to Allen Fieldhouse and take on a number 1 and then have to play Houston or Iowa State, be a number 1 like a couple weeks from now.
Yeah.
Like, that's just where this conference is. Kansas definitely going to be one of, if not the toughest teams for Arizona State. And not just the Sun Devils, but really any of the teams in this Big 12 conference this season. But the rest of the road games for the Sun Devils aren't that bad. Right?
Yeah.
You talk about Oklahoma State, 3-6 at home against Big 12 teams last season. Cowboys not known for what they do on the hardwood. 4-14, Big 12 record last season. I brought up the fact they were 3-6 at home against Big 12 opponents. They were 1-8 on the road. This is a team that finished the season on a 5-game losing streak in the regular season. This is not a very good Oklahoma State basketball team. And again, when everybody else in this conference seemingly got better, Oklahoma State, nobody's saying that the Cowboys are going to bring a championship to Stillwater on the hardwood.
No. Yeah, this team lost a lot of pieces. They only really have 2 rotation guys coming back, and they weren't very good last year. They got a couple transfers, but they have like the lowest cumulative transfer portal ranking in the Big 12. This team is probably the team I'm lowest on outside of Colorado. So, yeah.
Should be a win. In theory,
Yeah.
we should.
I'm not penciling W's or L's in.
No, I'm just saying this
in
team,
June.
the PHNX, calculator here tells us that
the PHNX RPI.
Yeah.
Yeah, the PHNX RPI.
it should be like
The PPI?
61% to 39% in favor of Arizona State right now.
No.
Higher or
Is
lower?
the PPI? The PPI is saying 85.
Wow. I mean, the PPI, I guess, knows what it's doing. Look, before we get to the last 2 road opponents for
The PPI also loves BJ Freeman. So,
I mean, everybody loves BJ Freeman.
yeah. Well, not as much as I.
No.
I'm the I in PPI.
Do you, what am I?
You're not in the PPI.
I'm not in the PPI.
No.
Why are you the I?
Because it's the, I don't even know what
Why
RPI
can't I be the
what does
P?
RPI stand for? Hold on.
Can I be I'll be the first P and Eric can be the second P.
Well, no. Read whatever. Say whatever you're going to say next.
I just wanted to put you on the spot here. You totally took my train of thought. Okay, you crashed it, you burned it, you burned
Rating percentage index.
Danielle,
so
did you
it's
have
the
something?
PHNX percentage I.
it. Shut up, dude.
Yeah, I will.
Did you have something, Danielle?
Oh, no, I was going to say what the RPI stands for.
Oh,
We got it.
yeah.
There you go. Yeah, Oklahoma State. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a 5-star review
What
if you
was
haven't
that?
done it. But that's what I was trying to say earlier.
Were you telling Oklahoma State fans?
Yeah, just Oklahoma State fans. Hit that like button. Everybody else.
Dude, I saw a bear cat
Here we go.
at the zoo in Hawaii.
What does that mean? What's a bear cat? Like a real one?
Yes.
It's called a binturong.
Yes, they're freaky.
You are full of just knowledge.
Animal facts.
It's called a what?
Binturong?
Binturong.
Yeah, I do not like how they look.
They're adorable. They're
Do they
from
look
Southeast Asia. They're
more,
adorable.
More bear, more cat.
No,
They look like both.
a,
They look like a bear
yeah,
cat.
they are aptly named.
Are they an
Yes.
aptly named thing?
Yeah, look,
Somebody's
got
to show me a photo.
I'll show you. Chat, Google it. If you're
Oh,
listening
God.
on audio, Google it right now.
Kind of looks like a mongoose.
Yeah.
What
Well,
the
but
fuck?
they're way bigger than you would think. Way bigger.
Wow, that's terrifying. It looks like a raggedy raccoon on drugs.
Raggedy Raccoon.
Yeah.
Whose mascot is that?
The Raggedy Raccoons?
Yeah.
Bumblefuck Nowhere
Yeah.
University.
Yeah, they're really big. Anyway,
But yeah, the Sun Devils, they this is one that you have to play. You don't get to play this, you have to play this. Right now, Arizona State will take on Cincinnati on the road. I'll be like, yeah, it's happening right this second, actually. Take on the Bearcats. Cincinnati, 4-5 at home against Big 12 competition last season. Again, not a very good team, but Shane, when this schedule or the Big 12 pairings, whatever you want to call it, first came out, I told you these last two games we're going to talk about. Don't love them simply because you have to go travel
yeah.
probably mid-season to these places, and it just feels like a trap game.
Yeah, it definitely does. This Cincinnati's a lot better than their school seems. Like when you look at Cincinnati and you think basketball,
Their school sees.
yeah. When you look at Cincinnati and you think basketball, you think loser.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
this team's not that bad. They're actually kind of good. I don't know how much they paid Dylan Mitchell to come to Cincinnati, but
I think
he's
they
there.
gave him the key to the city.
Dylan Mitchell, former 5-star Texas. Obviously, he didn't do much. He didn't do like anything at Texas last year. They had like 10 points, 7 rebounds. Like for 5-star standards, that's not what you'd expect in their second year. He's now in his third year, which is crazy. I think he's probably going to be pretty good. And they get most of their starting 5 back. And they have a guy, remember this is the team with the crazy names, Day Thomas and Jizzle James.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Jizzle James. Who's locking up Jizzle? Who's D'ing up Jizzle?
I don't know, man.
You don't got
But
anybody
people
for it?
love Cincinnati. Yeah, as JJ says, people love Cincinnati. Every time I look at power rankings, they're in the top 6, top 7 of the Big 12, which is crazy.
I want to get a Jizzle James jersey.
It's just going to say James on the back.
Not if we get matching ones and one of us has Jizzle.
I don't want a jersey that says Jizzle on it.
No?
No.
I mean,
weird.
that's fair.
It's a weird first name.
Yeah. It's spelled with a G or a J?
A J.
Yeah. So West Virginia.
It's crazy.
The Sun Devils.
I don't want to go to Morgantown.
They're going to Morgantown. I wonder if they're going to make Ray Anderson go. You think that was part of the
part of his mutual depart.
Yeah, they're like, we'll still pay you, but you have to go.
You have to go to
West
Morgantown.
Virginia.
Yeah.
Also, not a very good basketball team. They were 4-5 against Big 12 opponents.
Yeah, but don't sleep on them. They got Tucker DeVries, which was everyone's darling last year. They lost almost everybody on their roster. They've gone through a weird period. I mean, the Bob Huggins thing last year, glug, 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 drive, off the team, or off the coaching staff. And now they bring in Tucker DeVries' dad, who coached Duke last year. And
He's the head coach.
Yeah, I think it's his dad, unless I'm just making that up.
That'd be a crazy thing to pick up.
They're Darian DeVries. So yeah, they should have a pretty fun team. They brought in the Detroit Mercy guard who scored a crap ton.
This was the worst team in the Big 12 last year.
Yeah, they was, but again, they didn't really have a coach until.
So which of these teams can we sleep on? If you're saying we can't sleep on any of them thus far.
Yeah, this is the Big 12. You don't do that.
We can't sleep on
There's
any.
no napping. You're
Not
gonna
a
be
single nap.
You're gonna be so tired.
Not a 15.
You know, you nap on the way to the games.
Yeah. Well, only when you got to go to Cincinnati and Morgantown.
Well, then the flight to Houston Love isn't very easy.
So out of all of these games, I know
Or
somebody.
Dallas Love, Houston Hobby. Excuse
Somebody
me. Fly so much to Houston. I'm a hobbyist. Is that what Drake says? Flying to Houston Hobby so much. I'm a hobbyist. I think that was the line. I don't know.
You got a lot going on today, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. You need a good stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you get that shirt, man?
PHNXLocker.com.
Yeah. Super affordable.
Super affordable, super comfy, it's super red.
It is very red.
This is what the shirt sounds like.
For those of you listening on audio, he's wearing the Maserati Marv shirt. Not all of our shirts make that sound.
No.
Just the Maserati Marv one does. Again, like Shane said, head over to gophnx.com. Hit the little Die Hard tab. It's going to tell you everything that you unlock when you become a PHNX Die Hard. And yeah, I know. Part of
A PHNX what?
you heard me.
PHNX diehard.
Part of
Dard.
what you're going to unlock is a free T-shirt or hat every single year. You can get your hands on one of those Maserati Marv shirts. You can get a shirt from the newest collection that was just dropped. But that's not the only great part of being a PHNX diehard. You're going to get a membership card, access to all the premium written content, entrance into the diehard Discord. I know we got a lot of diehards in the chat. Sharon, Sweet Prince Kenny, Short Bus, the list goes on and on. It is a really, really fun place to be, especially if you're an Arizona State fan. But if you're not, we've got the diehard Discord for everybody. Okay, we got a Wildcats chat. We got a Suns chat. We got a Cardinals chat. We got a hockey chat. We have it all. Shane over
Jalen
here.
Wells just went.
Wow. To who?
To the Grizzlies. Shout out
Having a
the
weird draft.
Pac-12.
A weird draft. Front runner saying, I want to see Totri and Chuck from Cincinnati Chatterbox get into it. Cincinnati Chatterbox?
Have you
Is that a
gotten into
name?
it?
I don't know who Cincinnati Chatterbox is.
It's probably somebody who covers Cincy.
Well, I'll look up Cincinnati Chatterbox. I mean, that's a great name.
It is a great
It's
name.
a phenomenal name. I love that word. Can we talk about that word for a second?
Chatterbox?
No, just chatter. Chatter is a great name.
Chatter's aptly named as well.
Aptly named.
Yeah, very aptly named.
Bronny James about to play in Australia. That's crazy.
Bronny James is going 54.
To the
Or 55 for the Lakers.
Los Angeles Lakers.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is what it is. Okay, the final stretch. The final stretch here. Okay,
Yeah, these are the home and away games.
home and away games. So you've got the Arizona Wildcats, of course, BYU, the Colorado Snooze Fest, Kansas State, and Texas Tech.
You asked me if there's a team to snooze on. It's Colorado.
Yeah, let's start there then. Let's start with the Buff Glaze, if you will. So obviously, no longer with Tristan Da Silva. He's still with us, but he's no longer with Colorado.
No Tristan Da Silva, no KJ Simpson, which is massive.
Those two haunt my nightmares.
Yeah.
Simply because of how well they scored the basketball. at the
No
collegiate
Eddie
level.
Lampkin.
Where's he? What's he up to these days?
He's flipping burgers. Probably.
He's flipping burgers. He's a burger
I
guy.
have no idea. Actually, I don't think he went.
Eddie. That's a dude like 30 years from now.
Maybe he went to the.
He's like, I played college basketball. Like, Eddie, no, you didn't.
No,
No, you didn't, Eddie.
cut it out, Eddie.
Come on, man. Yeah. Colorado's roster looks.
Oh, he transferred to.
He's still got eligibility.
He transferred to Syracuse.
No.
No way. He did.
That's crazy. From TCU to, he didn't want to see TCU again. That's what it was.
The pause. I'm gonna tell him. I'm seeing
Eddie
Sean
Lampkin.
tomorrow.
I forget you're leaving us.
So
That's
I'll talk
getting
to him.
back on a bus.
Yeah.
Yeah, Colorado's going to be one of the worst teams, I think, in this conference. But I mean, home and away here with Colorado, it's. I guess you're keeping some sort of stability, being able to play Colorado in the Pac-12 year over year, home and away, usually, and now you've got them in the Big 12. Although I will say, out of all the teams that you're playing a home and away with, this is the team I don't want to go play on the road simply because Arizona State does not play at elevation well. They haven't under Bobby Hurley for quite some time. Utah and Colorado have given them struggles, not necessarily because of the teams, but because of the elevation. So we will see. We will see what that looks like. But thankfully, again, Colorado should be a pretty abysmal team this season. Did they do anything in the portal? Fun?
Yeah, they got
anything fun.
They got Yakimovsky from Washington State, who just shoots the piss out of the ball.
Yakimovsky?
He plays exactly like his last name sounds. Not really. They got a center from something called Grace.
From something called Grace?
I have no idea what.
Maybe just from above.
Yeah, yeah. No, not. They got a wing transfer from Colorado Mesa.
They might suck a lot this year.
I don't know.
No.
Well, they do get Julian Hammond back, who's really good his freshman year, and Tad Boyle is a good coach. So,
yeah, I mean Colorado. They had their best season in program history last year, something crazy like that.
Was that? Yeah, was that?
I think
26
so.
and 11,
Something
second
pretty
round of the
ridiculous.
tournament. They were good.
So yeah, Sun Devils home and away against Colorado, Texas Tech, the Jaylen Conyers in
It's the Jaylen Conyers Bowl
in the Devin Cambridge game. The Sun Devils on the hardwood and on the gridiron are going to see two former Sun Devils, obviously Jaylen Conyers when they play in football, and then Devin Cambridge, one of the most fun Arizona State basketball players over the last 5 years, in my personal opinion.
And they have your boy Federico.
Oh yeah, God, what a name that is. Quite literally, he's Federico. That's his first and his
Didn't we
last
debunk that last time though?
The spelling, I believe, we debunked. But his name is quite literally the same first and last, which is pretty crazy when you think about it, right? What if I named you Shane?
I'm not from Finland, so.
But if you were, and I named
He's
you
from
Shane,
Helsinki.
or Danielle, like,
Unfortunately, he only averaged 4 and 5 at Pitt, so I don't really think he's gonna be much of an impact.
well, you don't add a guy like that to your team
Because
to
he's
score.
good. It's because of his name.
Yeah, he's a glue guy.
They did get JT Toppin, which is obviously Obi's brother, from New Mexico, so that's fun.
Obi.
Not Obi.
Home and away against Texas Tech. How do you think Tech is going to be this season? Mid?
They're going to be good. People really like them. Tech has been really good for the last 7 years. Like they've been solid for the last 7 years. I expect them to be pretty good.
It feels like Tech is always hovering on the upper echelon when it comes to college basketball.
Yeah, they did lose my boy Pop Isaacs, who was a bucket.
Pop Isaacs?
Uh-huh.
Wow, dude. Can we just sit here and acknowledge the fucking names that are in college sports right now?
Joe Toussaint is gone too. His eligibility is exhausted. That's such a great word, exhausted eligibility.
Like the names that we've got in this conference are crazy.
Chance McMillan.
Federico, Jizzle McJames.
It's just Jizzle James.
That's just Jizzle James.
Good.
Who else do we got?
Which I feel like is sillier.
Yeah, McJames wouldn't that be that funny? Jizzle James is awesome.
What if it was Mick
No,
James?
there are really good names.
Who's the best name on this team?
Federico.
No. This team.
Us? Just us two?
This team.
Totri.
That's the best name we got.
The best name on ASU?
Was it Quaintance?
They don't really have good names.
Who's the oh man.
You okay?
No, brain fart here.
Bashir Jihad?
No.
That's probably the best name.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. Who's the who?
I can't.
A player on ASU's team?
Yeah.
What is he?
I'm losing it.
Come on, buddy.
I'm having a stroke here. I can't.
Figure it out.
I can't.
BJ Freeman, Alston Mason.
No, just keep going.
Bashir Jihad.
No.
Amir Ali.
No.
Bryson Long.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. No.
That's the worst name on the team.
Is it the worst name?
I mean, it's the most mayonnaise name.
No, Adam Miller is mayonnaise.
Yeah, that is mayonnaise.
Come on now.
I'm Adam Miller.
Yeah. Yeah. It's you sell insurance.
I work for Jones and Associates.
Yeah, of course you do. So BYU.
Sean Phillips, Adam Miller, and Bryson Long. What are we doing?
Austin Mason is probably.
Austin Mason's really good.
Josan Sainon would have been the best.
Yeah.
But it's Josan Sainon.
Amir Ali's a good name.
Amir Ali is a good
very
name.
good name.
Amir Ali.
Anyway, let's move
on. Yes, let's go ahead.
BYU. BYU's good.
Are they?
Unfortunately.
I love how this has just become a. So we're playing this team, and Shane's
forgot
like, they're dog shit, or they're really good.
Well, they got. I don't think I ever said anything's dog shit except for Colorado.
Yeah.
They got the
Clip that.
Stop that. They got what's his face? The highly sought after international dude. Shit, what's his name? Hold on.
Highly sought after.
We're killing it with
international
names
dude.
over here.
Nikola Jokic?
Yeah, that's it. They got Jokic. He's gonna be playing.
Out of all of the schools in the United States, I feel like that would be the school that Jokic would play at BYU. For
Really?
no good reason. Yeah, it'd be like, why is this guy?
He wouldn't be allowed to gamble on the horses there.
Yeah, I don't think his brothers would be welcome there either.
No. Igor Demon.
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Those are real people. We signed birth certificates. I hate that photo of him.
I don't know if that was the guy I was thinking of though.
Igor Demon?
Yeah.
That's still a crazy name, dude.
That's an insane.
Is it Igor with an I or an E?
An E.
Wow.
Yeah.
Egor. Is it Egor? Egor Demon.
It's not Egor.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that is the guy I'm thinking of. Yeah, he's really good.
I mean, I think this BYU traveling to Arizona State is going to be the equivalent.
Mawat Mag, the forward from Rutgers, transferred there too. Keba Keita. Oh my God, this team's a wagon also.
That's crazy. BYU, give me a Pac-12 comp.
This year's team?
Yeah.
They don't really have one. They play fast. They shoot a lot.
Washington State?
No, they're a lot better than them.
Washington State was pretty good last
They
year.
were actually really good last year, but they were weirdly good because of they had a couple like really big surprises, like Miles Rice, who sadly transferred because they aren't in a conference. Where did he end up? Sorry,
This is just
I love Miles Rice.
Shane loves college basketball.
Miles Rice.
It's like
Indiana. Wow.
that's gross.
He's going to be so good.
That is gross.
KJ Simpson to the Hornets.
Wow.
How about that? That's fun.
He's going to score 20 and they're going to win 5 games.
KJ Simpson's going to score 20.
Yeah.
Get ready to learn Cody Martin, buddy. He's not going to be doing much. Yeah, this BYU team is incomparable. They're just I don't know how they're going to be this year. Last year they were very they played fast, played good defense, shot the ball well.
Washington State. And they're the Cougars. It's
okay, fine. I'll give it to you.
Thank you. Okay, Kansas State, the other state school.
Yeah.
What do you think of those guys?
They're a very well coached team. They have somebody named Makalev Rich, which is just like a performance that you go to see. Oh yeah,
Makalev Rich.
I'm going to Celebrity Theater to see Makalev Rich.
Makalev Rich sounds like the guy who invented Jello or something.
They added a ton in the portal, like more than anybody in this conference. I think they added Doug McDaniel. What are we doing?
These aren't real. You're reading fake names.
Doug McDaniel. Oh my God, another double name from Samford, not Stanford, Samford. Achor.
How do you spell that?
Achor twice.
Wow. I want to see Achor
they added a
versus
Villanova
Federico
transfer.
Federico.
They added a Villanova transfer, a Kentucky transfer, and a Michigan transfer. So they should be good again.
Good in like the sense of the Big 12 or good in like they'd be a top 4 team in any other conference?
Yeah, top 4 team in any other conference.
Yeah,
I think they're probably 8-ish. But Jerome Tang is their coach. As long as Jerome Tang is their coach, they're going to be good.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of the home and away versus the strictly home opponents and the away opponents, I think Arizona State, when it comes to having to travel and then also get these schools back, I'd say it's the easiest slate of 3 that we've discussed. In terms of BYU, Colorado, Kansas State, and Texas Tech.
Yeah, you have to go to Fog though, which is scary.
Yeah, that's fair. And then
we got
of
to do
course,
a hardest place to play in the Big 12 basketball. They're all just 1.
they're all S tier.
Yeah,
that's
and
fair.
then there's like 4 that are F tier, and
Who
then
are the
DFA
4?
is at C.
Right in the middle.
Yeah,
That's fair. The Wildcats. You have to play Arizona again.
You get to play Arizona twice, thankfully. Is this going to happen every year? It should.
Yeah, it should.
It should. I don't know how the scheduling works in Big 12.
If it doesn't, I'm going to riot.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to be good. They're a good team. Carter Bryant is one of my favorite prospects in this year's class.
Caleb Love coming back.
Caleb Love is one of my favorite isolators in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Isolators.
Yeah.
Mount up.
Yeah, Carter Bryant, tall, 3-4-ish, that can distribute really well, can score. He's a 4-star. Everyone loves Trey Townsend. I'm not very sold on him.
You have been anti-Townsend for a while now.
Because he was good on Oakland, but he wasn't the reason why they did a shit ton in the tournament. He was really good.
I mean, he ate up in the tournament.
He nibbled.
He did not nibble.
He nibbled.
You're lying.
He nibbled.
No.
They also got that kid from Campbell. What's Campbell's mascot?
Soup.
The Campbells. Or the Camels. Not the Campbells. The Camels.
The Campbell Camels?
Yep. Isn't that a great mascot? I think they're the fighting
I think
Camels.
we got different ideas of what a great mascot would be.
Okay. I mean, Danielle is a camel, not a great mascot.
I think a bowl of soup would be better.
I think it's a good mascot.
Yeah, it's a great mascot.
Okay, so postseason play.
Are you fact checking me on fucking Trey Townsend?
I am, because you said he nibbled. He didn't nibble. He ate, dog.
What did he have in the tournament?
In the NCAA tournament against, let's see, it's only showing 2 games.
Well, 'cause they only played 2 games.
Oh, well, there you
in
go.
The NCAA tournament.
Kentucky, he scored 17
Okay.
in 12 boards, shot 33% from 3 and
Okay.
40% from the field.
Okay.
Against NC State, scored 30,
Oh, wow.
had 13 boards,
He ate.
shot 66% from 3.
He ate.
He didn't
Hand
just
up.
nibble.
Hand up.
Just
Hand
saying. Just saying.
Yeah, I'm still not sold on him. And they got a center from Tennessee, but yeah, they bring back Jaden Bradley and KJ Lewis, unfortunately, which I thought they would lose at least one of those guys. They're going to be pretty good, man. Going to be pretty good. Their center position is what you're worried about. Everyone thinks that, was it Krivas? Is that who's going to be their starting center?
They got a Euro starting?
He's been on that team for a while. Is going to be, is taking big strides. I mean, he might when he walks, but I don't know about his game. He's fine.
He's fine.
Sweet 16. Doesn't matter.
Sweet. No. This is the year they get bounced around to 64.
That's right.
If we're going by the pattern.
It's unfortunate they couldn't pay Umar Ballo $2 million.
Yeah. To go
Indiana.
30%.
Miles Rice to Umar Ballo lobs are going to feed families.
Are they?
Yes.
God.
That might be my new favorite team to watch in the Big Ten. In the Big Ten. I don't like watching any Big Ten basketball.
You're not going to like
Name
to watch
any team in the Big Ten that you're excited to watch this year, chat.
Oregon.
Shit, that's right. They're in the Big Ten now. Oregon's new court?
They got a new court?
You didn't see it?
No.
Look it up. It's so much better. You hated their old court, right?
I hated their old court.
Everybody
Everybody
hated their
hated
old
I liked their old court.
I didn't hate it.
Really?
I didn't mind it.
That shit was
cool.
abysmal to watch.
It was rough to watch, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I like the idea of it more than actually watching it, which,
New MKA floor design unveiled.
Isn't it sick?
Ooh.
Yeah, it's more
green.
Well, it's more green, but it's also it's less harsh. It's less offensive. The opacity has been turned down on the trees.
There's ducks.
There are flying ducks on it. That
goes crazy.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Wow. Deep in the woods. That's what it says on the.
Do we have another team?
No, that's it.
Really?
Yeah, that's all the teams.
Who are they not playing? Are they playing everybody? You do play everybody. That would make sense. Yeah, they play everybody.
Do they?
Yep.
I don't think so.
Yeah, they do. Yes. There's 5. You play 5 teams home, 5 teams away, and 5 teams both. And that equals 15 teams. There are 16 teams in the Big 12.
They play everybody.
Yeah.
Shane, anything else before we get out of here, man?
I'm so excited for this. Just get me here. Get me to the conference play already.
Did the Suns pick yet?
No.
We still got some time.
Yeah.
Somebody in chat.
There's another Nikola from Serbia that just got drafted. Can we stop? They need to
gotta
stop.
be the most. It's like
they need to stop pumping those guys.
It's like whoa. It's like the name Ryan in the United States. Like we're just every 4th guy is named Ryan.
Is Ryan that common?
How many Ryans do you know?
I'm not friends with a single Ryan.
Okay, Steve's.
Oh,
Steve used to be a popular name. Michael.
Matt.
Yeah. How many Matts do you know?
It's like 9.
Yeah, I know a lot of Matts. They all have the same build too. They're all tall, lengthy motherfuckers.
Really? All my Matts are stocky.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
All my Matts.
all my Matts are like 6'4".
Well, that's weird.
Crazy. It's crazy. It's not weird. They're just.
That's weird that we both have like consistent builds, but they're different builds.
Yeah, that's fair.
Clint says those are geese.
Thanks, man. Anything else, Shane? Nothing?
Pelle Larsson got drafted to the Rockets.
I'll take that as a no.
Why do the Houston Rockets love drafting people who can't shoot very well? They're like in love with that. Their first round pick was a guy who couldn't shoot very well. AJ whatever. Yeah, AJ.
Yeah.
You mentioned him. Lawson? Is that his name?
AJ Johnson.
Yeah. Can't shoot very
AJ
well.
Lawson?
Can't shoot very well.
Oh, that's going to do it for today's show, guys. Again, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. If you enjoy the content, give the show a follow at PHNX Sun Devils. You can follow me at Anthony_Totri. You can follow DJ Danielle at Aprica Danielle across social media. You can follow this guy right here. What did we call you yesterday?
I don't remember.
Dr. something. We're not leaving until we remember it. Dr.
Chat, help me out.
Dr.
I think it was a alliteration. It was Dr.
It was,
but it wasn't the guy who's in the news right now. I can tell you that much. Dr.
Did it have to do with the pastry?
Was it Dr. Danish?
Dr. Danish. Dr. Danish.
Dr. Danish.
You can follow Dr. Danish at Shane Deep.
Me on Colorado as always. Colorado basketball.
Shane is not going to be with us tomorrow. He is getting on a bus again.
No, I'm not. I'm not getting on a bus.
Flying away.
I'm driving to Vegas for the NHL draft.
You doing a solo drive?
No.
Going with Leah?
That'd be insane if I was going to the NHL draft with 3 people and I was driving by myself. That would be nuts.
Shane's doing that. Eric's going to be back on the show. We got a special guest. Kelsey Hall is going to be joining us tomorrow for the full length of the show. So definitely hit the little notifications button, so the little bell dinger, so you know anytime that we go live, guys. Like I'm losing my shit. Well, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. In the meantime, go Devils. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.